What came up on this call a lot is busy. Busy is a complaint. Busy isn't a reality, it's a complaint. It's saying I shouldn't have this much to do and this little time to do it. What's likely occurring in some people's lives on this call is I shouldn't be in these circumstances. The most destructive sentence I found in myself underneath every single feeling that caused me suffering. And let me explain something before I go further. I used to embrace a lot of different labels for a lot of different emotions, like we're taught to do. Oh, I'm angry. Oh, I'm sad. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm worried. Oh, I'm this. What I learned to do is to use only one word that's more accurate. Oh, I'm suffering. Because they're all the same. They're just a form of suffering. I think what was problematic for me is I thought, well, if I'm angry, there must be a solution to anger. And if I'm depressed, there must be a different solution to depression. And if I'm worried, there must be a different solution to worry. And that's what a lot of the world teaches. But if I'm suffering, and that's all I'm ever doing is suffering or not suffering or suffering a lot or suffering a little, there must be a solution to suffering. And there is. And the Buddha came to teach it. And Jesus came to teach it. And Maitreya came to teach it. And all spiritual masters have come to teach the solution to suffering because they knew it was all just one thing. So what I found through my personal examination is that all of my suffering was caused by only one thing, a thought structure that could, no matter what form it sounded like, was it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way, I've learned, is a fuck you to life. Fuck you for making things this way. Relationships don't go well when you constantly reject the gifts. Have you ever brought your partner a gift and they say, it's not my style? You can learn to have a relationship with life where you accept everything as a gift. I have only 2 quotes that are framed and hung on my wall in my home because they're so important to me. And one says, the circumstances you're in are the perfect circumstances for the evolution of your consciousness. How do you know they are? Because you're in them. Eckhart Tolle. What if every single moment of your life was designed to enhance you? If you were trying to enhance somebody's life, would you never give them something that challenged them to grow? Would you never give them an assignment that at first seemed difficult and then brought them to a breakthrough? Anyhow, I learned to stop the shit show in my mind. I learned it at one stop sign at a time. I would come to stop signs and I would say, the stop sign means try and stop thinking. And the first thing I learned is that I couldn't stop thinking for 60 seconds at a stoplight. Between the time I pulled up, it was red, and the time it was green. With an intentional effort, I couldn't stop thinking for 30 seconds. My mind would just, I was trying to sit at a stoplight. But my goal became, what if I could just be at the stoplight? With not a lot of things to do. With not being really busy. Super overwhelmed. Plus with a grudge and a concern. And worry about the future and regret about the past. What if I could just be a guy at a stoplight in a car watching for when it was my turn to go? Boy, was that hard. But I knew it would be worth it. I knew everything I ever dreamed was waiting on the other side of that ability to distance myself. It's one of two things. Sometimes it's quieting my mind, but often you can't quiet the mind, but you can step away from it. I tell people that you have a shitty roommate lives inside you, and your roommate talks shit all fucking day. All fucking day. And you've been living with this shitty roommate for, I don't know, for decades. And you think it's like, you just think you're stuck with that roommate. You don't even, I mean, the first big recognition is that they're not you, that they're a fucking roommate. The second big recognition is they talk shit all fucking day. It's the only fucking goal of this roommate. At first, I thought this roommate was me. So years ago, if I was talking about this, I would be telling you, like, I have so many shitty thoughts every day. Like, when I really examined myself, I'm vindictive, I'm jealous, I'm mean-spirited, I'm petty, I'm petty, I'm petty, I'm petty. But then I figured out it wasn't me. I'm none of those things. But my roommate is. My roommate is the worst fucking human being on planet Earth. I mean, my roommate picks on people I love. So once I figured that out, I started talking back to my roommate and saying, shut the fuck up. Like, you're so mean. You're so petty. And then my roommate wouldn't shut up. So I said, well, I'm moving you to the garage. You live in the garage now. And so I moved my roommate from, I used to think I was my roommate 100% till 47. Then I figured out my roommate was an asshole. And then I moved my roommate to here. My roommate lives about here now. Still talks to me every fucking day. I've already had a lot of negative thoughts today, but they're over here. Because they're finally over here, I know who I am. And I'm about to tell you the greatest miracle of my life. It turns out I am constantly peaceful. I'm only love. And I'm joyous for no reason. And so are you.